Rolling.
Hi, I'm Balram. I'm the Chairman and Chief Ganja Officer of C.G.O. C.G.O has been, is a pillar of the industry. We've been there from day one. We've been there part to a state, but also we have a premium product. I think it's something that's evolving, right? And if you see the different laws around the world, what we took into consideration is when the rules were developed. So when I was lobbying, 7 years ago, we started to develop the concept, and one of the concepts that we didn't want to be left out and Jamaica thought was very important was what Amsterdam did in terms of coffee houses. When the laws were being drafted years ago, it kind of built into the first draft, and it was actually called a tea house. And as the tea house progressed, it was really the element that Jamaica is more a tea country than coffee country, not in terms of growing, but in terms of actually drinking, in terms of households. We're just becoming a coffee country in terms of consumption. So what we wanted to do was make sure that this element now developed, and when the actual act was passed, in 2015, we saw the element of a herb house. And the difference between a herb house and dispensary is consumption on premise. That's why we're in the smoke room now and we have the ability to consume on premise. Right? No other place, right? This is the first legal smoking room that you can actually come and actually consume legally on premise. So that's a very important step. So while we were doing that, in Amsterdam, you have the ability to have coffee and consume. Jamaica was broken a little different because of a medicinal. So we're actually in a medicinal facility, so there's no drinks, there's no food, there's nothing like that, and that's why we developed the ecosystem of having our cafe and our other juice bars and everything else separated on the outside. And then on our licensed facility, we're vertically integrated in terms of what we have is our R&D, then we have cultivation at our C.G.O farm, and we have processing at C.G.O extracts, and then those are all sold to the C.G.O retail, which is the C.G.O herb house. So we have the licensed and non-medicinal entities that work together, that we're open all year long. Part of our thesis inside C.G.O is to be sustainable. So any part of it, would have sustainability at the key. What can we do in terms of, say, is it the water, is it the power, is it, in types of growing practice, are you recycling the soil, are you re-amending it? But if you take that even further, right, as you're growing in terms of expansion, we were the first ones to open, and we had this facility open in March. And that was 2018. We opened our second facility in Falmouth in February 2020. So as you saw on the farm, we're growing, and we're increasing the size of the greenhouse based on the size, and not going, not doing it too big, right? One of the things the CLA don't want is a large glut of a market that could possibly hit the black market, right? So what we're doing is growing with what you see the demand is. What we did was we built a company with systems that could last and could expand, because that's where we're going. So you don't have to smoke. You could just want to learn about the plant and where Jamaica is, because we've gone through something very big in terms of decriminalization and having medical marijuana available. So just that is a mystique and a learning experience that everybody leaves happy. If you wanted to come here without purchasing, but also you have to look on it on a holistic experience, right? When you come in here, how many posters of weed did you see? How many people did you see with a joint in their hand and that kind of stuff? It's not that kind of stuff. This wasn't a story that was told, it was a story that was hidden. So now we're kind of bringing the story to life. I don't think you can go to one patient or person and say, what have you gone to C.G.O and not enjoyed? From either side. If you're a person, you're a patient, and you come in and you have the ability to come inside, I'm sure you'll have not only, the first thing, most important, is the product. If you don't have a good product, that's what we focused on, right? If our product is good, and then you have your retail hospitality behind, and you have customer service, and then you have, you start putting these things together, you have a premium experience that separates us, and it separates us not only on the medicinal side, but the non-medicinal side, and one thing, I think we've been known for is that everybody leaves happy, right? It's not a place that you come and you feel like you got your value worth. You didn't take advantage. It's not a tourist trap. It's not one of those things. It's an experience that I think you'd leave happy coming to and experience it.